Morning guys! So I know the vlogs are coming out like 2 days joined together. It's just at the moment I'm not on holiday, I'm still working. Towards the end of the month I've got some holiday because, as you know, it's my 30th birthday. So I don't want to put out like 30 seconds of clips from a day. So just bear with me while I'm putting them together. I'm doing them every 2 days for now, so you've got a bit more bits and pieces to see. And then the end of next week I'm off down to London. Then Trevor and I have got a meal in Birmingham and we've got lots planned. We've got an afternoon tea out at a nice hotel and lots of foodie bits going on for my birthday. So that's why I wanted to vlog all of this month. I didn't really think of how I was going to manage it with working every day. There isn't always something to share. So I'm just having some cherry blossom tea for breakfast, but it's gone a little bit cold because I've been messing around on the computer, and I wanted to show you these. I think you saw these before because they came in my foodie pen pal parcel last month, and Trevor's bought this pan which is heart shaped. So there's going to be something heart shaped going on for Valentine's Day. And I've also got the heart-shaped mould too. So I'm thinking I should make something like desserty in these. I've got the orange essence that I want to use. So I'm going to have a look up of a recipe and do something homemade for a Valentine's Day present. So I've just been taking some photographs for my blog. And this is the huge light box that I use now in the kitchen. It's giant. And it gets a really bright, just white light, which is good for photographs. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I haven't really put that much up on my blog recently, is that I'm really happy with the recipes, but I don't feel like my photos really do it justice. Like I did this pulled pork recipe. So recently I did a pulled pork recipe and I wanted to put the recipe up onto my blog. And the final picture, the one with the like finished pulled pork on, it didn't look good. The pork tasted amazing, but the pictures weren't really showing that. And I mean, so much of a recipe blog is visual. Like, it has to look like a good final product. So I don't know, I've been reading a book about photography and lighting, and I've just been playing around with it. I don't know if I need to get a new camera, but I know it's not all about the camera. Like, I need to have the skills. A camera's not suddenly going to make my food look amazing. I need to be staging it and styling it properly. So yeah, I've got a few recipes waiting to go up on the blog, but they just need some really good pictures. It seems like that light just flashed then. It's not even plugged in, so I don't know how it managed to flash. It's a bit crazy. I feel like I'm being a right moaner today. I'm not complaining, it's just a skill that I need to work on to make my photos on my blog look better. That's all. No, I'm making sure my bulbs are packed away safely because they're the biggest bulbs I've just ever seen, and I'm so worried about them getting smashed. So I'm keeping them in the polystyrene, in the box, in a cupboard, so they should be safe. So we've just had some high drama here. We got in from work and there was no electric. So just when we were debating whether we should go out for tea or get the camping stove out, the electric came back on, so the drama was over. But we did get out all of our candles and bits and pieces, and we were getting ready to get snuggled in. So now we've got our stir fry on the go, and we're having beef with it. And I've got some of the mushrooms, they were left from yesterday, the shiitake mushrooms that I'd soaked in sherry. We'll have a little bit of parsley with it. We've got ginger and garlic. And we've got some pak choy and bits and pieces in there. What else is in there? Spring onions and some broccoli.
Chilli?
There is a little chilli in it. Let's actually be aromatic, like, what do you call it? Aromatic spice
Mixed pack.
Mixed stir fry pack that we got. Hi guys! It's super cold today. Let me get my mouth out of the blanket here. I've just had a prawn sandwich for lunch and I'm snuggled up on the sofa. I'm just having half an hour flop. We've just got in from work and the electric's on, which is really good. So today I'm finally going to make that lamb shank dish. So I'm going to show you how I do that a little bit later on, but the kitchen's a little bit messy too, so I'll probably have to do a bit of tidying first. It's not like majorly messy, it's just the breakfast stuff because we both left in a hurry this morning. We've got these London Midland vouchers to travel between here and London for £15 a day. So I'm going to take these down to the station now. So it ended up being that actually I couldn't use those vouchers. Well, I could use the vouchers, but there's no trains because I had to be on the London Midland service, so there weren't any London Midland service trains that come back to Shrewsbury on a Sunday. But the lady was really helpful and she found me a good deal, so I was a bit irritated that I had to come down to the train station to use them, but I got a good deal anyway, so that was good. So these are my lamb shanks that I'm just about to brown off. I've covered them in 7 spice. I just also realised that I used my last bit of ginger yesterday, a fresh ginger, so I'm going to have to put some powdered ginger into the dish, which isn't going to be exactly the same. So there are a few things about this recipe that I actually ended up not having the ingredients for. I didn't have any shallots, we used red onions. I couldn't get hold of any rhubarb, so I'm using spinach. I know rhubarb and spinach are totally not the same, but I thought from the picture it looked like it needed some green colour, perhaps, I don't know, it didn't seem like there was much veg in the recipe, so I'm going to bung in a bag of spinach too. So I just need to get some bay from my little bay bush. This is actually grown in Mum's garden and it's been drying out here. So this is what really appealed to me about the recipe, and it's this grain, and it's a toasted wheat. And the cookbook says that you should cook it for 45 minutes, and there doesn't seem to be on the side of the packet any instructions, and I really wouldn't have thought of cooking it for that long, so I would have thought it was quite gritty probably. I'm going to get that one on. So this recipe is an adaptation of this Freekeh with lamb and rhubarb, and it's from the Jeweled Kitchen, which is by Bethany Keddy. So I'm not going to give you the exact breakdown of this recipe. I mean, my recipes ended up varying quite a bit from the one in the book anyway, but yeah, it's not really my recipe to share, so it's from Bethany's book, and obviously that's how she makes her living, so if you want the recipe, you've got to buy a book, you know? The lamb shanks are doing their thing in their little stew juice. I'm just going to put the lid on this now for a couple of hours. I'm actually wondering if a shank each is a bit too much meat. Oh well, we can always have leftovers tomorrow. We'll see when it's cooked anyway. Just before serving, you also add in blanched almonds and pine nuts, and you toast those a little bit as well. So I'm just stirring the spinach now through the grain, and just the heat of it is going to wilt down the spinach, and then we'll be ready to serve it. So dinner's ready. This is lamb shank with almonds, pine nuts, spinach, and the Freekeh grain. Oh, I forgot to put this coriander to go on top of it too. And coriander as well.